Good day, Ma'am Elenita. I'm Jessril Tasik from BS Ed English 1B. Today I'm going to introduce Charles F. Hackett in 5 sentences. First, Charles Francis Hackett was born on January 17, 1916, in Columbus, Ohio, US. And he died at November 3, 2000, at the age of 84 at Ithaca, New York, US. Second, Charles Francis Hackett was an American linguist who developed many influential ideas in American structuralist linguistics. Third, he represents the post-Bloomfieldian phase of structuralism, often referred to as distributionalism or taxonomic structuralism. 4. Hackett was also a firm believer of linguistics as a branch of anthropology, making contributions that were significant to the field of anthropology as well. Number 5, Hackett also distinguished language from communication. While almost all animals communicate in some way, a communication system is only considered language if it possesses all of the above characteristics. And for the next, I'm going to enumerate and explain the Hackett's 16 design features of language. First is vocal auditory channel. It refers to the idea that speaking, hearing is the human modes used for language. When Hackett first defined this feature, it did not take sign language into account, which reflects the ideology of orality that was prevalent during the time. This feature has since been modified to include other channels of language, such as tactile, visual, or chemical olfactory. Second, broadcast transmission and directional reception. When humans speak, sounds are transmitted in all directions. However, listeners perceive the direction from which sounds are coming. Similarly, signers broadcast to potentially anyone within the line of sight, while those watching see who is signing. This is characteristic of most form of human and animal communication. Next is transitoriness, also called rapid fading. Transitoriness refers to the temporary quality of language. Language sounds exist for only a brief period of time, after which they are no longer perceived. Sound waves quickly disappear once a speaker stops speaking. Number 4 is interchangeability, refers to the idea that human can give and receive identical linguistic signals. Humans are not limited in the types of message they can say or hear. Number 5 is total feedback. Speakers of language can hear their own speech and can control and modify what they are saying as they say it. Similarly, signers see, feel, and control their signing. Number 6 is specialization. The purpose of linguistic signals is communication and not some other biological function. When humans speak or sign, it is generally intentional. Number 7 is semanticity. Specific sound signals are directly tied to certain meanings. Number 8, arbitrariness. Language are generally made up of both arbitrary and iconic symbols. In spoken language, iconicity takes the form of onomatopoeia. Spoken words are really nothing like the objects they represent. This is further demonstrated by the fact that different language attribute very different names to the same object. Number 9 is discreteness. Linguistics represents can be broken down into small discrete units which combine with each other rule governed ways. They are perceived categorically, not continuously. Number 10 is displacement. Displacement refers to the idea that humans can talk about things that are not physically present or that do not exist. Speakers can talk about the past and the future and can express hopes and dreams. A human speech is not limited to here and now. Displacement is one of the features that separates human language from other forms of primate communication. Number 11 is productivity. Productivity refers to the idea that language users can create and understand novel utterances. Humans are able to produce an unlimited amount of utterances, also related to productivity in the concept of grammatical patterning, which facilitates the use of comprehension of the language. Number 12 is traditional transmission, also known as cultural transmission. Traditional transmission is the idea that while humans are born with innate language capabilities, language is learned after birth in a social settings. It differs critically from Chomsky's idea of universal grammar, but rather purpose that people learn how to speak by interacting with experienced language users. Number 13 is duality of patterning. Meaningful messages are made up of distinct smaller meaningful units or words or morphemes, which themselves are made of distinct smaller, meaningless units or phonemes. 14 is prevarication. Prevarication is the ability to lie or deceive. When using language, human can make false or meaningless statements. This is an important distinct made of human communication. Language are compared to animal communication. Number 15, reflexiveness. Humans can use language to talk about language. Also, a very defining feature of human language, reflexiveness is a trait not shared by animal communication. With reflexiveness, humans can describe what language is talk about, the structure of language, and discuss the idea of language with other using language. Number 16, learnability. Language is teachable and learnable. In the same way as a speaker learns their first language, the speaker is able to learn other language too.